Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to some midweek deals. We have some big deals here. Satisfactory has just launched. Crew 2 is on a big sale. I have a rant regarding that later in the video. So first, let's begin with a couple of humble bundles. First up, Resident Evil bundle. This time it did not do too well, but it is ending in less than 24 hours. So last chance if anybody was still interested. Now, this is a good bundle, but they have repeated the same bundle over the last 2-3 years. So most of us have either already bought the games or we have bought some of the games on Steam. So we kind of don't need the rest of them. And also the latest one, Resident Evil 4 remake, is not in the bundle. So anyway, the good tiers I would say are the lower tiers. $3 for the old games, $10 you get all the old games up to 6, and $20 will get you the new stuff as well. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Resident Evil 3 Remake. I think up to 20 this makes sense. The final tier, which is the $30 tier, which includes the Resident Evil Gold Edition, you can get it if you want the rest of them as well, but I would say if you're new to the series, getting the 20 makes sense, or even the 10 if you wanted to just try the original games first. But these three games are decent, so 20 in my opinion makes the most sense for anybody new to the series and interested in getting the games. So yeah, I'll put the links below as always. You have 24 hours if you are interested. Next we have Humble Detectives bundle. So again, I have mentioned this bundle. 7 games, detective style games for $10. Not an expensive game. Some indie games, some slightly well-known games like Call of Cthulhu, Darkside Detective games. And yeah, this one will end in less than 3 days. And then finally we have a new bundle. I don't know if I've made a separate video for this, but this is a game with some narrative style games, walking simulator stuff. And yeah, not an expensive bundle. 9 items for 12 is the top tier. You do have 2 coupons, so basically you have 7 items for 12. $4 tier here makes sense because these 2 games are something I was curious about. Death and Tax looks like a fun game, and this is some sort of political narrative driven game. So yeah, and I've also heard of Genesis Noir. So I think the $4 tier here makes the most sense. $10 is okay. I've heard of the Do Not Feed the Monkeys game, and the Pale Beyond I think I have already from a previous bundle. But 4 I think makes the most sense for this one. But this will be around for a while. This will be here for another 15 days almost. Anyway, let's get to Steam. First up, big news, Satisfactory is finally out of early access. This game has been in early access for a very long time. I think I first made a video and played a little bit back in 2019 maybe, or maybe early 2020 at the latest. So this has been in early access for a while, but this is made by one of the better publishers and studios, Coffee Stain. All their games seem to be really fun. They take their time, but they make quality game. And this game had overwhelmingly positive reviews throughout its development. They also have made games like Deep Rock Galactic, Valheim. Most of the games are outstanding, and this is no different. You can see 95% rating, overwhelmingly positive, both recent and overall. So this is basically a factory automation style game, but it's a huge game, and in 3D, lots of things. You can just make so much stuff here. It looks amazing. When I started, it was very limited, but even then there was a lot of content. So this is one of those games that you just play this one game because there's so much to do. Anyway, this is on a 10% sale. This is of course the new full version price. They have increased the price unfortunately because it's come out of early access. Still not too bad, I feel. So $36, $14.40 in India, $30.50 in the UK, $46.79 in Canada, $35.09 in the Eurozone. Now, of course, if you already have the game, this might be a great time to check it out if you haven't played it recently. So yeah, should be updated to version 1. Next up, we have Dave the Diver. Now, Dave the Diver, again, another overwhelmingly positive game. Great reviews. It's on a 30% sale, which is the usual price. I did pick it up. Now, one more thing I want to mention regarding Dave is there is a free Godzilla content pack. So they did a collab with the Godzilla -1 team, I guess, and they have added Godzilla as a free DLC. However, this is a limited time thing. It is free, but it will be removed in December, I believe. So Only available from May 23 until November 23, so even earlier than I expected. So if you buy the game before the 23rd of November and add the Godzilla DLC, you will keep it and you can play it after the 23rd as well. But if you were to buy the game in December, you will not get the Godzilla content. So keep that in mind. Next, we have a great sale on Hitman World of Assassination. Now, they kind of did a confusing thing, and instead of Hitman 1, 2, 3, they made everything into one big bundle, called it World of Assassination, and then just confused everyone. But it's not too complicated, I feel. What we have here is this chart here. It shows you everything. So they basically split the missions into like episodes and they sell that as content. So part 1, standard edition and deluxe edition. So part 1 has some of the training stuff. Then we have Paris, Sapienza, Marrakesh, Bangkok, Colorado, Hokkaido, Patient Zero campaign, and 3 deluxe escalations. So this is part 1. Okay. And then we have a standard version which has more, and then you have a deluxe version, I assume, which has everything. So part 1 is on a good sale. Part 1. So this one here, up to these. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 missions and some more extra content. And I think that's not bad. It's a new game, obviously. 90% off for this one, and $299, 70 in India, 70 rupees only. And this is a new Hitman game. $249 in the UK, $389 in Canada, $299 in the Eurozone. Now, what I want to know, because is there a way to get like a upgrade? Let's say I get the part 1 and then I want to upgrade to the deluxe version. Is there a way, or do I have to buy the chapters individually, or do I have to buy the standard version again? I mean, if somebody has done this, let me know, but this is a good way to get into the series, I suppose. Next, we have SnowRunner. So last week I mentioned MudRunner, which is their newest off-roading game. This was the previous one, came out in 2021. I have played quite a bit of it. I bought it on Epic. And yeah, and another game where you can have something else on the second monitor or like podcast or something, and then do this, because this is a slow-paced game, off-roading, some difficult objectives, and you have to be very careful with how you drive, but very satisfying, very a bit more realistic than real life, if that makes sense. Like a small puddle will mess you up here. But yeah, this is 50% off, $15, 700 in India, $12.49 in the UK, 20 in Canada, 15 in the Eurozone. Now they do have anniversary editions with a lot of bonus content. And on this occasion, I would say buy the bonus content if you enjoy the base content, because this is not one of those games where you need to have the full version. You buy what you want. Like, you played the game, you enjoyed it, now you want a little more content, so you buy the season 1, a mission and extra content, then you go to season 2 and so on. But you could buy the 1-year anniversary, which includes 4 seasons and some cars and things. So you'll get some extra content and missions and areas to play. But yeah, pretty good game. I would highly recommend. Next, we have Green Hell. So another game that was in early access for several years, but it's out now, and it's a pretty good game. It's a survival, hardcore, you could say, hardcore survival style game. Has a story as well, and I think a separate multiplayer stuff. It's set in the Amazon jungle, and you and your partner, I believe, go there for something, and you have to survive that. Also, retail price is very good on this one still. You can see here, 67% off, $825, $188 in India, $643 in the UK, $959 in Canada, and $693 in the Eurozone. And actually has 4,000 people playing right now, 8,000 peak, pretty good for a game from 2019. Next, we have Warhammer 40,000 Boltgun. So Warhammer Space Marine 2 is out. It seems it's as good as everybody was hoping it to be, and everybody's playing the hell out of it. But I thought, why not mention something else that was good, and that is Warhammer 40,000 Boltgun. Came out last year. This is a FPS, a retro shooter style FPS in the Warhammer 40k setting, and again, another very positively received game. Now, the first Space Marine game is also on sale, but I will not recommend that one because the price is too high for a 13-year-old game. You could still get it if you want it, but yeah, I don't think it's great value. So this is 35% off, 714 in India, 1429 in the US, 1234 in the UK, 1949 in Canada, 1429 in the Eurozone. Next we have Sniper Elite 4. So I mentioned Sniper Elite 3 in one of my previous videos. 4 is also on sale, also 90% off. This one is set in Italy, and once again you are Carl Fairborn. 90% off, $599, 117 in India, 4 in the UK, 664 in Canada, 6 in the Eurozone. Now on to the thing. So I got a couple of messages from people who informed me that Crew 2 was heavily discounted, 98% off. So first up, thank you and shout out to those guys for informing me and keeping me in the loop with these things. Appreciate that. Now on to the rant. So Ubisoft, the Crew 2 is 98% off, and the Crew Motorfest, the latest one, is 84% off. So now let's have a look here. What they've done is they have put this on a massive sale so that people can buy it, but they have not put the special edition and the gold edition on sale. These are the ones with more content, more DLCs, more cars and things. So they're just trying to get you in. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets removed soon as well. The first game was removed early this year, and not only delisted, it was removed from people's libraries. People who bought the game, including me. I bought the game in 2015, the first Crew, and I paid good money for it, like £20 or something at the time. And they removed it. This has not happened with other publishers. So for example, Forza Horizon 3, I bought it. They sold it when the time came to delist it. They delisted it, but it still runs, it still plays, I can still get online. So the problem is Ubisoft, at least as far as I'm aware, hasn't addressed that backlash they got over the Crew 1 getting removed. They just put their fingers in their ears and go la 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 la, and then forget about it, and then they do something like this. So they've given you this one here. It's not a lot. If you're okay with the game getting removed from your library, I would say, yeah, sure, why not have a look. But I'm fed up with Ubisoft, so I feel it's difficult to recommend something unless I see some acknowledgement that the gamers, the customers exist in the first place, because they don't address anything. That's the thing with the Western devs. I've been playing the first Descended, which is an average game by most standards. But the devs have been the most responsive I've seen in my life as far as gaming is concerned, because the moment there's an update and people complain, the next day they have a note from the director saying, okay, we've heard your complaints, we'll change this, we'll change this, we'll change this. Next week, Tuesday, this is getting reworked and this is getting changed, etc., etc. They really want their game to do well and people to play the game. Here, they take people for granted. So they literally removed games from people's libraries, and now they have the second game on sale and the third game on sale. And yeah, who knows, maybe this is about to get removed. Maybe early next year they'll remove this, maybe in a couple of years. But yeah, unless we get some assurances that no, we learned our lesson from the first game, the games will be playable, will be available to download in your library, we'll turn them into single player games so that people can still enjoy playing the games, I'm not touching anything, even if it's as cheap as this. Sure, if you give it away for free, maybe I'll have a look for a few minutes, and then if I lose it, I don't care. But even so, I like to preserve games. I like games to be on GOG if possible, DRM-free. And so this is not good, especially when you see that they have not bothered putting a discount on this. So basically they want people to get hooked to buy this, and then when they want more content, more cars and stuff, they'll say, oh no, let's buy this at an inflated price. And then you have third-party accounts and all this nonsense here as well. Let's check this third game here, because this is also on sale. Now remember, this game came out last year, September, and 84% off. However, notice that it is 70% here, 70% here. Where was the 84%? Oh, it's a bundle, it's 84%. Anyway, so this is 70% off for a game that came out last year. And looking at the prices, there are 4 versions, and even with a 70% sale, it doesn't really feel like it's a deal, does it? 70% off for the base game is 21. Deluxe edition is 24 with a 70% discount. Gold edition is 30 with a discount. Ultimate is 36 $36 for a game that is 70% off. What are they smoking over there? And the critics seem just as clueless. 77% rating for this crap. I played this. I have a demo, like a first look video. Like complete annoyances every few seconds. Your dashboard constantly talking to you. The other races trying to be cool and stuff. Yeah, sorry, I just went off. And yeah, so personally, your money, your choice, but I would stay the hell away from Ubisoft stuff. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. See you next time.